UK, big business, we linked up in the UK with them outlaws, no live forever, and we mash hard, and we stay out the cheddar. All right, peace fam, we're back this week with another exclusive guest on About That Experience. You joined with your boy Fonzie, representing for BoutThatOnline.com and Genesis Radio Birmingham. We're joined with a talented producer, artist, and creative in his own right, Birmingham based. What's good, Swifty?
What's good, man?
Yes,
you telling me?
Yeah, it's good, man. Definitely.
It's been a long time, man.
Yeah, but we're definitely good to reconnect, and I'm glad to connect back with you. And I heard you've been doing a lot more new stuff under the radar and stuff as well. So I'm definitely looking forward to ripping the lid off some of that. So I know you've been quite busy within the scene. What you been up to recently, man?
Recently, I've put out a new music video reaching out to mental health topic in particular. Obviously, we've all been through COVID, we've all been through lockdown, we're coming to the end of it. People have obviously had their mental health impacted. So I decided to touch on that subject and do a little something. It's actually the first track that I've ever actually sung on. I'm not a singer, but the way I made it work, it's just fits so perfectly with the verses surrounding it. And yeah, man, that's got a decent reaction. And I've recently put out my EP as well, Project S. That's out on Spotify, Amazon, iTunes, everything you can possibly think of, all streaming services. That's there. But I was working on that for probably about 2 years, and it's only 6 tracks long. And people can say 2 years for 6 tracks ain't a lot, really. But there's been a lot of come and go. Worked with different producers that I had a good friendship with, ended up falling out, and then I lost my whole thing. So I've had to link up with a new producer, redo everything, redo the beats, redo the lyric. I have to do the whole thing all again. So obviously that set me back a lot. But yeah, I dropped that on the 30th of March, 31st of March. And yeah, man, that's got 2,500 hits now on Spotify alone. And obviously I've recently just gone into producing some garage bassline to show my diversity, man. Okay. So it's probably the best way to say it. So I can't just jump on a mic and just do what I do on the mic. I can also play the keyboard and produce everything as well.
The other side and stuff as well, which is dope, man. I definitely want to big you up on the work that you do around mental health and stuff as well. I think that's important. But not to overshadow that, we want to go back slightly. We got a few questions and stuff as well to ask. Some of the people have asked, how did your artist name come about?
So my artist name is fairly simple. My surname is Swift. So from young, I'm talking probably 4 or 5 years old. My nickname has always been Swifty, just simply because of the surname. But I think over time, as I've developed with my music, it's become another kind of stem coming off it, which is because, so obviously we all know the word swift relates to speed and fast, and that relates to how I can flow through my productions and through my vocals, through my raps. It's all I'm quite skippy with it, so it's just another stem that adds to the roots kind of thing.
Yeah, okay. Now that makes sense. So how long is it you would say that you've been making music?
I was making music since the last year of school, which was 2011. So we're now in 2022, so knocking on 11 years now. But, when I first started through school, it was because there used to be a group of people that had just group up, and I'd always been wondering what's going on over here, what are these men doing that are all grouped up. Obviously normally in school days you think it's a fight or something, so I just went over the one day and I heard all these men rapping and doing their own thing, and I was like, yeah, this is pretty sick, I like this. And it reminded me of the Eminem days, we've all watched 8 Mile, the whole rap battle thing that was going on there, and the groups just there rapping. I loved that. So that's basically like where it come from. In a sense, it was just, I thought, I'm gonna do this, and then obviously you get the people that are like, you shouldn't be doing this, like this isn't you, and like you can't tell me what isn't me. Like, I am my own person, you're your own person. You explore the routes that you want to explore. So I did, and I ended up just going and going and going, man. So yeah, 11 years, man. There's a lot going on. I've achieved so much as well through that period of time when you're always told that you'll never be nothing, and to now I can reel off a list of things that I've done that I'm proud of as achievements, and it feels endless, but I'm quite proud of myself, to be fair.
Yeah, no doubt. You should be, because you said there's always got to be, naysayers, and it's always about overcoming, especially when you're trying to achieve something that people deem as different. I guess that leads into the next question. How would you describe the sound around your music and stuff? When you're formulating it, putting things together, the whole background, I guess the inspiration behind it.
If you listen to Project S, my new EP, it's out on all stream platforms everywhere, you'll hear every kind of diverse to me. You'll hear every part of me. So it's numbered, each track in order, to specifically set a tone in a story. So you'll hear number one, I'm talking about like real pain, like real life experience. Track one's called Numb, featuring an artist from Norfolk who's 14 years old and is an extremely talented singer. He reminds me of a young Justin Bieber. When he first came about, reminds me of exactly like him. So that first track is talking about how the man that I call dad, obviously he isn't my real dad, but I class him as my real dad, so I speak on that story. And then track two is the mental health track that I've recently put the music video out to. So again, in that, you'll hear me go from talking about real pain to then saying, right, mental health is an issue, but you can still do something with yourself, having been there myself. Track number three is called Porsche. Now, as you can all imagine, like, everyone wants a Porsche, so that track is focused on talking about my dreams, what I want to do, where I want to be. It's actually featuring my wife. I got my wife singing on this one. So it adds just that little bit more personal and personality to the track. And then again, so like you can hear me go from sad in the first track, picking myself up a little bit, saying I can do this, then talking about my dreams, and then I start to get a little bit angry with it. So then the next track's called Where I've Been, and I've been away for quite a long. I took about 3 years out from music to raise my children, and when I got married and built my family up, got my own house, and kind of set the complete base and foundation for my life. So at least I've got stability. So yeah, Where I've Been, talking about, obviously I've been away, this is what I've been doing, like where I've been, but also at the same time saying these people doubted me, like don't doubt me, kind of thing. And then the last one goes to Lost My Mind, and that's at the point where you've lost your mind, and that's featuring an artist called TQID from Birmingham as well. And we touch upon that, on just how, like, basically the hook is, how many times have I lost my mind? How many times do I got to ask questions? How many times do I got a fake smile? How many times do I got a fake smile? Put it all on the line till I've lost my mind. So like, it's questioning myself, like, how many times have I done this? How many times? And then it just be kind of come the track called Lost My Mind. It's just kind of how it works.
That sounds dope, man. And you mentioned being a family man and stuff like that, which we know is important and stuff. So I guess it leads to a double barrel question on the next one. Now, how do you spend your time outside of the music business? And also, what are your current thoughts on the music scene in 2022?
What I do away from the music is, I'm a full-time dad. I'm a full-time partner, husband. We got our house to run. We've got mouths to feed. So I'm just working a normal job like everybody else. And just kind of, I wouldn't say putting everything on to say that music's going to work, because let's be honest, in the music industry now, probably not. It's one in 5 million probably, maybe more. There's a lot of people that make music, but I don't believe that there's many that can tell a story like I can. So I think that's what kind of separates me from everybody else. But the current music scene it's a little bit all over the place, if I'm honest. I think, you know, N-Dubz recently made a comeback, dropped their new single yesterday, I think. But if you listen to that, I'm a bit like, it just sounds like Dappy's controlled the tune and they've just followed, which I think isn't the original N-Dubz. So it just shows the transition from what we all used to enjoy from our generation to what music is now. There's a big, big jump between the two. I think a lot of it now is just, you don't even need to be clever with what you're saying. And for someone who tells stories the way I do, I feel like that plays a big part of showing that you've got a brain as well. Half of these people are just saying, run man down on up block with their drill music and whatever else. And yeah, that's fine. Like, you talk about that, but how many people can relate to that as opposed to how many people can relate to talking about a man who's not his father biologically, but actually seeing him as a biological person? Now, I can guarantee that probably with a realistic number, 75% of the world can relate to that, because there's a lot of this in the current day and age, isn't there? So I think that's what I think of the music scene right now. I think it lacks realness.
Realism of being relative and that sort of level. No, I hear you, and there's definitely quite a sense of people just replicating and repeating the same thing, and becoming like a demarcation of what's hot, but it's just like repetition of the same sort of dimension or the same message and stuff, which is kind of weird sometimes. So I do get that and stuff as well. I guess music isn't what it used to be. A lot of people would say that. You then put in, let's say, your top 5, you know, of your top 5 artists and stuff, or even who's in your playlist at the minute?
Top 5 artists at the minute? That's a difficult one, because I honestly don't listen to much music. I don't really listen to specific artists. I'm happy with BBC One Extra or a bit of history. You know, I love the old music. I love like the 90s, the 2000s. I love the old music, which is quite cheesy, but that's what, you know, gets me by on a daily basis. And so there's definitely that. But in terms of the top 5 people that I would put my finger on and say is like my favourite, Potter Payper has to definitely be one, because of the story that he tells. And I know he does a lot of talk about other things that I wouldn't talk about, but I think his storytelling is up there with the best, in all honesty. So that's one from the UK. Next, I'd probably say Mike Righteous again, because of the exact same reason. He tells a story and he tells it well. And being a storyteller myself, I just love it. So definitely him. Who else do I listen to? To be honest, I mainly listen to Crewcast as well, which is a Bassline crew. I'm quite big on my Bassline. I've started producing it myself. I think, yeah, Crewcast as well. I couldn't name you the other two because, like I said, I don't really listen to much.
Okay. No, that's fair, but we definitely appreciate just hearing artists mention other artists and stuff that they listen to, because we know that everybody's inspired from other people and other things as well. So sometimes that's the motivation that gets us in the studio to get working and get creative, is the other music that we enjoy and other musicians out there just helping add to the wonderful world of music. I think especially over the time that we're just seeing with the pandemic and stuff, music really helped get a lot of people through stuff as well. Like you spoke on mental health and stuff like that as well. And we know that music can definitely be important with people, just helping them get through emotions, get through circumstances, like you said earlier, about just having relative topics and situations that people can attest to and feel that sometimes only music can sort of bring. Now, you know, the UK has been more with a bit of controversy recently with, you know, one of our top DJs, Tim Westwood, getting himself into, you know, some errors at BBC and stuff.
Bro, don't talk about Tim Westwood. Oh man, Tim Pestwood.
Yeah. So yeah, we won't go too much into, you know, any of that stuff. But you know, I just feel as though the scene within the UK is definitely grown a lot over the years, though, and it is growing and improving. As you said, we don't want to see too much of the not to knock the drill music, but just the same old narrative being pushed and recycled over and over again. And that was the only reason why I mentioned Tim Westwood, because some of the DJs here were criticized just for not supporting the real sort of underground talent who have a wider message to spread to the listeners, and then, you know, just sometimes just push the repetitive nonsense and stuff.
I mean, what I will say about that as well, I mean, obviously you can say obviously the DJs that aren't supporting the real artists, the real talent, because there's plenty of people that get paid on radio that, in my opinion, don't really have a talent. And there's, you know, Joe round the corner who decides to rap in his bedroom. He's better than the people that are on the radio. Do you know what I'm saying? But with that being said, I have to say DJ Target is doing a real big thing as a DJ by supporting so many artists, and he's doing well at it. So he's recently done a UK touchdown tour where he's gone to different cities, picked out MCs that have submitted tracks, and he's played them on BBC One Extra. Now, I happen to be one of those people that was picked from Birmingham to be played on BBC One Extra. So obviously I had my track played on BBC One Extra as well. And now he's got his One Extra show on Wednesdays called WhatsApp Wednesdays, where any artist can send in a track and he's listening to them between like 7:30 and 8 or something. And then he's playing his favourite ones at 8:30. So he's giving people platforms to submit to their music. You've also got BBC introducing. There is more than enough out there for people to throw their music to, and who knows what will happen. I've got an email list of DJs and radio producers and everything, and I just send out my tracks all the time. You know, I could send the same pack 5 or 6 times because they might not see the first one, they might not see the second one, but they'll see the third or the fifth, or, you know, so on. So yeah, I think
that's dope. And like you said, man, shouts out to the DJs and just those who are being innovative with creating platforms and stuff and providing opportunities and stuff for other people, especially for artists coming up. We know how hard the game can be. So before we wind out, I guess we want to ask, is there anything else that you want people to look out for, and where can everybody find you on social media?
I haven't really got much at the moment right now, music-wise, from my rapping side of things. I haven't really got anything in the pipelines or planning. The only thing I will say is what I've thought about is doing an album, but my head at the minute has been like 50-50 between producing and making my own music, telling my own stories, just because of the simple fact of, again, I'm 1 in 5 million that might just get seen, and that's just a might or a maybe. So I have to be real. I am possibly like just stuck and can't put out music. You get what I mean? Because it's just not going to get seen like someone else might. And there's just a very small chance, so I'm not bothering with that. But on my socials, you can find me on Instagram at SWIFTY_music_. And I've recently just gone into producing Bassline, so I'm focusing on producing Bassline a bit for myself. So the only thing I can say is to look out for is, if you love energy, you can check me out. Follow me on Instagram, because everything will be on there. I don't really use Facebook. I don't use Twitter. I don't use Snapchat. I don't use TikTok. I don't use anything. I literally just use Instagram and Facebook. But Instagram is the place for me. It's where I'm happiest, like sharing my content and whatnot. So, and obviously my YouTube channel as well. You can type in SWIFTY Music and you'll find a bunch of music on there. Stuff that's from like before I took a break from music. There's some commercial stuff on there. There's some emotional stuff on there. There's some real stuff on there. It's just all there. and I will be uploading my mixtape to their. What day is it? What day is it today? I can't remember what day it comes out.
20th today.
Oh yes, we're on the 20th today, so it's out on the 27th. So next week, and then it'll be uploaded to my YouTube.
Okay, no doubt, man. So we appreciate you definitely taking the time to tap in with us here. I'm BoutThatOnline.com and Genesis Radio Birmingham. So we've given people quite a bit of insight, quite a bit of motivation, I hope, especially for the young up-and-coming producers and artists out there, so they can hear from somebody that's doing it, know how it can be done, and learn from your expertise and stuff like that. So we want to wish you continued success in the work that you're doing, and we definitely look forward to having you back on soon.
Definitely again soon. Definitely.
Join us on the line, BoutThatOnline.com, for the hottest UK, US flavor. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to be updated when we drop some content.